Hey everyone, over the last few months, I've really been diving deeper into the Apple ecosystem. I'm a semi-new iPad and Mac user, and the more I explore, the more I realize how many hidden features and thoughtful touches are built into these devices. Today, I want to share some of my favorite iPad tips, things that have made my daily experience a lot smoother, whether I'm working, planning, or just browsing for fun. If you enjoy these kinds of tips, be sure to subscribe, because I'll be covering a lot more soon, including all the new features coming in iPadOS and iOS 26. Now, let's get started. The iPad dock is great for quickly launching apps, but by default, it can get cluttered with suggested and recently used apps. If you want a cleaner, more intentional dock, open Settings, go to Home Screen and App Library, find the dock section, and make sure you turn off Show Suggested and Recent Apps. I would also turn off App Library, as I don't like seeing it in the dock and can always find applications I need by simply searching for them. Once you do that, your dock will display only the apps you pinned, no more auto-populated icons. If you want even more flexibility in your dock, you can actually add entire folders. On your home screen, drag one app onto another to create a folder. Now drag that folder into your dock. This is a great way to group related apps like your creative tools, reading apps, or messaging apps and access them just with one tap. iPadOS lets you swipe from the bottom corners of your screen to quickly launch useful tools. You can swipe from the bottom right corner to open Quick Note and quickly write down any thought or idea. Alternatively, you can swipe from the bottom left corner to take a screenshot. You can customize or turn off these gestures by going into Settings, Multitasking and Gestures, and scroll all the way to the bottom. You can choose Quick Note or Screenshot, or you can turn off these corner gestures. Another great multitasking gesture is the 4-finger swipe, which you can use to instantly switch between most of your recent used apps. If you don't find this gesture very intuitive, you can also use a 1-finger swipe on the bottom bar to cycle through recent apps smoothly. This makes it incredibly fast to jump between apps, especially when you're comparing documents or researching while writing. Finally, this is probably my most used gesture on the iPad, and I honestly think it's underrated. When you're typing and you need to access the alternate keyboard for numbers and symbols, you don't actually need to switch to that keyboard. Simply swipe down on certain keys to use the corresponding alternate character. This has definitely saved me a lot of time when typing on my iPad. Another really underrated iPadOS feature is drag and drop. Here's how it works. Just long press in an image, file, or a block of text until it leaves under your finger. Then, use another finger to swipe up and reveal the dock. Now just drag your item over to the target app and drop it where you want. And here's the cool part. You can drag multiple items at once. Just tap more items while holding the first one. This works in tons of apps, including Photos, Notes, Files, Mail, and Safari, making multitasking super seamless. Speaking of multitasking, one of my favorite tricks is using multiple windows of the same app. Say you're working on 2 documents in Pages or researching in 2 Safari tabs side by side. Here's how you do it. Open the app you want to use, like Safari or Notes. Click on the 3 dots at the top to reveal the multitasking menu, and you should see an option at the bottom to create a new window. Click on it. Now you've got 2 windows of the same app, and you can view these side by side using Split View. Focus modes are one of the best ways to make your iPad feel more yours. Here's what I love. You can link specific home screen pages to each focus. So when I switch to my video focus mode, which is the focus mode I use when filming these videos, I make sure only the applications I need show up in the home screen. If I were to switch to my personal focus, my reading, creative, and fun apps would be front and center. It's super easy to set up. Just go to Settings, Focus, pick the focus you want to customize, or in my case, create a new one, then tap Customize Screens. Choose which home screen page you want visible for that focus, and you're done. This really does help me keep me focused with no distractions and makes my iPad feel like a whole new device depending on what I'm doing. Here is another game changer, especially if you do a lot of writing or editing on your iPad. When you're typing and want to precisely move the cursor, hold down the spacebar and your keyboard will turn into a trackpad. Now just slide your finger to move the cursor exactly where you want it, and if you want to select text, keep holding the spacebar with one finger, tap with another finger, then drag to highlight your selection. It's way more accurate than trying to tap and drag the cursor with your finger and makes editing documents so much faster. So there you have it, a very quick video on my favorite iPad tips at the moment. They really helped me get more out of my iPad, and I hope they do the same for you. I'm still exploring and learning more about the Apple ecosystem, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, as again, I'll be covering all the new features in iOS and iPadOS 26 as soon as those betas are available to me. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next one.